Mike Tyson and Jake Paul got into a fight and verbal jab during their heated press conference before their most anticipated bout in November.
What's your plan when you step into the ring with him? You are.
Mike Tyson, a legend of all time, is making a monumental comeback to the ring. After nearly 2 decades since his last professional fight, Tyson is set to face Jake Paul on November 15th in Texas. This intriguing matchup was initially slated for July 20th, but had to be postponed due to Tyson experiencing a health scare during a flight, which required immediate medical attention and a brief pause from training. In a recent press conference which was set to create hype and keep the fans buzzed, Tyson and Paul got into a verbal jab. Here Jake Paul confidently denied any notion of fear, emphasizing that his entire life's journey seemed aligned toward this moment. Jake detailed how he had foreseen and initiated this matchup years ago, reflecting his belief in destiny and his role in it. He promised to deliver the performance of a lifetime on November 15th, convinced that everything in the universe would align for this pinnacle moment of his career.
I'm not scared of no, not at all. Not at all. I was born for this. I was born for this moment. The universe told me this was gonna happen. You can Mike, I did ayahuasca, called him up and said we're gonna fight on the biggest stage possible. It's destiny. And now here we are years later actually making it happen. I was made for this moment, born to do this, and I'm gonna put on the performance of a lifetime on November 15th, and the universe will align for all of its glory and good for God.
Tyson ridiculed him and advised him to be in shape and sharp to face him, which triggered Jake Paul, and he referred to the time when Tyson wanted the fight to be of the lesser round.
Being good because your health depends on it.
You're the one that wanted 8 2-minute rounds. You want to make it 10 threes? Don't talk to me about Don't talk to me about
Stay in shape, you all right?
You want 10 threes?
Okay.
You want 10 threes?
Just be careful.
You want 10 threes? See, that's the thing. That's the thing is everyone's all talk. I'll do whatever, wherever, whenever. I don't give a so it's all talk. Put it on the line. I'm stating facts. He's talking.
Jake Paul dramatically intensified the build-up to his fight with Mike Tyson by declaring it would mark Mike Tyson's funeral in the boxing ring. Expressing a mix of respect and fierce rivalry, Jake articulated a sharp departure from any friendly relations the two might have had. His comments suggest a deep personal and professional stake in the outcome, like his whole career is depending on it.
But what happens when I put this man to sleep? This is a joke. He's saying that it's going to be my funeral. He's saying it's going to be my wake. He's going to kill Jake Paul, all of these things. And that's why I love Mike, I respect him, but we're not friends anymore. Until November 15th, I'm knocking this out, and we're going to see who's dead. We will see who's dead. We will see who's dead, Mike. We will. We will.
Jake Paul responded dismissively to Mike Tyson's doubts about his capabilities in the ring, further fueling the pre-fight tension. Jake's response took a mocking tone, critiquing Tyson for delaying their fight due to health issues, which he trivialized in his comments. This approach by Jake has stirred controversy, as it shows a significant level of disrespect towards Tyson, who is not only a former heavyweight champion, but also a revered figure in boxing history. On the other hand, Mike Tyson was unusually very quiet and calm during the press conference, because of huge public support.
You had to go on your little menopause break and postpone the fight, so yeah. What about that, bud? I was ready before. You need a little break. Your tummy hurt? Your tummy hurt still?
I feel a lot better now.
Jake Paul playfully bragged about making the fight happen, suggesting he was doing Tyson a favor by arranging it. While Jake's tone was somewhat dismissive, calling Tyson "this old-ass mother," he also expressed a great deal of respect for Tyson's abilities in the ring. Jake said, "I promise you that I brought this deal to this old-ass mother. We signed the contract with Netflix and I brought him the deal, so you're welcome, my son. I'm going to discipline you like a son. He amazed me. He's vicious. He's a killer. I know all of these things. He has one-punch knockout power. He's the greatest heavyweight heavyweight of all time, but I will prove all the haters wrong on November 15th, all these YouTuber hillbillies wrong, and that's what I've always done. Jake Paul, the YouTuber turned boxer with a record of 9-1 and 6 KOs, has been vocal about his desire to take on genuine boxers to bolster his claim for a future world title. However, his next opponent will be the legendary Tyson, known for his fearsome presence in the ring during his prime. Tyson, now 58, last competed professionally in June 2005, suffering a TKO loss to Kevin McBride. Despite this, he showed he still could draw a crowd and perform when he fought Roy Jones Jr. in an exhibition match in 2020. Jake Paul showed his readiness to fight wherever, whenever, and dismissed much of the pre-fight dialogue as mere talk. He criticized Tyson's approach, implying that while Tyson might present a tough image on social media, the true test will come in the ring. Paul suggested that Tyson's Instagram videos might look impressive, but maintained a skeptical tone about whether Tyson still retains his formidable skills at his age.
Everyone's all talk. I'll do whatever, wherever, whenever. I don't give a so it's all talk. Put it on the line. I'm stating facts. I think he's a mitt warrior. The Instagram videos are cute, but we'll see what happens in the ring on November 15th at the end of the day. We'll see if he still got it.
Mike Tyson may have been out of the professional boxing ring since 2005, but he's still a huge draw. His name carries a lot of weight around the world, not just among sports fans. Jake Paul, on the other hand, is a major force on social media. When you bring these two together for a fight, it's bound to grab global attention even if boxing traditionalists might scoff at it. This fight is set to be aired on Netflix, which has over 260 million subscribers worldwide. This isn't a pay-per-view event, so it could potentially reach more viewers than any fight this century. To put that in perspective, the record-breaking fight between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao in 2015 pulled in 4.6 million PPV buys. With this setup, Tyson versus Paul could surpass those numbers by a long shot. Where how big of a show this is that made Tyson give a provocative statement, Mike Tyson shared his expectations for the upcoming bout with Jake Paul in a recent statement, predicting a decisive victory once he manages to connect a punch. Tyson humorously suggested that Paul might try to avoid direct confrontation, moving around the ring to dodge his attacks. Mike said, "As soon as I catch this guy, he's going to be running around, but as soon as I catch this guy, it's going to be totally over. He is going to run like a thief." From his early days fighting undercards, including a notable knockout of former NBA star Nate Robinson, to recent victories, Paul has shown significant growth and ambition in his boxing career. He aims to continue this trajectory against Tyson, a challenge that pits his developing skill set against one of the sport's all-time greats. The Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation has sanctioned this bout as a professional fight, setting it for 8 2-minute rounds with 14-ounce gloves. This fight promises not just to test Paul's mettle, but also to see if Tyson still has the prowess that once made him the youngest heavyweight champion in history. Mike Tyson, at 58 years old, is facing a much younger Jake Paul, who is 27 years old, creating a notable age gap of 31 years between them. Interestingly, despite Tyson's history as a heavyweight, Jake Paul currently competes at a higher weight class, adding another layer of challenge for Tyson. This age and weight disparity accentuates the potential risks for Tyson, as he prepares to face an opponent who is not only younger, but also possibly carrying more weight into the ring. Gareth A. Davies, a respected sports journalist, shared his deep respect and concern for Mike Tyson and his health. He praised Tyson's legendary status in boxing, acknowledging him as a significant figure whose impact transcends the sport. Davies recounted his personal interactions with Tyson, underscoring the boxer's profound humanity and the insightful discussions they've had. His admiration for Tyson's journey from a challenging childhood to becoming a revered athlete is evident. However, Davies also expressed concerns about Tyson's safety in the fight, especially considering his age and the vigorous nature of boxing. He highlighted the potential risks associated with Tyson facing a much younger opponent like Jake Paul, who may seek a dramatic victory for his own legacy's sake.
It's the great Mike Tyson, one of the greatest boxers in history, one of the most impactful professional fighters we've ever seen, a pugilist extraordinaire, a man who some would say, given what he had growing up, it's amazing that he's here in his late 50s. He's a wonderful human being. I'm sure you've met him a few times. I've had some deep conversations with him over the time, and more recently as well in Saudi. And he's a very special human being. So just don't want to see him get hurt. It's a safety concern more than anything else. because Jake Paul will want a dramatic visual knockout, and it really creates legacy for him.
Davies commented on Mike Tyson's motivations for returning to the ring at his age, suggesting financial incentives play a significant role. He noted it's somewhat regrettable that Tyson feels compelled to box again, likely due to the substantial paycheck involved. Davies expressed sympathy for Tyson's financial needs, speculating that the earnings might be intended to support his family or children. He added, "It's a shame that he's having to box because obviously he's going to get several million for it, going to be paid very, very well, and that's what this is all about. It's a shame he hasn't got huge amounts of money, but I'm sure he's doing it for good reasons for himself, to help members of his family or to help his children." He discussed the noticeable size difference between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul during their recent public appearance, highlighting the challenges Tyson might face due to this disparity. Davies noted that during a lighthearted exchange, Tyson's punches didn't seem to have much impact on Paul, who appeared to handle Tyson's attempts with ease. He said, "When I saw them together and I saw the size of Jake Paul compared to Mike Tyson yesterday, I know they were digging around and playing when Tyson hit him. His punch seemed to bounce off him and Jake Paul seemed to push Mike and move him really easily." Davies expressed his concern about Tyson's ability to compete with Paul, given the weight difference and Tyson's smaller stature in his later years. He appreciated Tyson's confidence and his typical fighting spirit, where Tyson hinted at needing to land a significant early punch to establish himself in the fight. Davies' concern underscores the physical demands of the matchup and the potential risk to Tyson due to these factors. He mentioned again, "I think there's a huge weight differential. Mike's not a big guy anymore. I love what he's saying, which is, you wait till I hit you, wait till I find that punch. He's got to find that punch early. Yes, I am concerned, and yes, I probably will go." While this fight has fans and the boxing community hooked to it, it also has a lot of critics saying that this fight is a total disgrace to boxing. Making Tyson box at this age is like disrespecting a living legend. Ade Oladipo shared his candid views on the spectacle surrounding fights like Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, expressing a blend of skepticism and reluctant interest. Ade Oladipo humorously compares his willingness to watch any fight, no matter how trivial. He admits that while he finds the idea of a 58-year-old Tyson fighting Jake Paul absurd and describes it as nonsense, he is still drawn to watch it out of curiosity. Oladipo critiques the promotion of Tyson as still being at his peak, dismissing short promotional clips as misleading and expressing a desire for more substantial proof of Tyson's current ability.
I cuss a lot of fights and then I watch them. You know, I would watch two guys coming out the pub right now, like Michael Jordan could be playing LeBron James one-on-one. Two guys fall at the pub fighting. What do you think I'm watching? What do you think I'm watching? I'm watching the fight. So I will watch it, but let's be honest, it's nonsense. It is nonsense. You've got a 58-year-old Tyson fighting Jake Paul. And like, I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan. When you think of it, Mike Tyson obviously was at his peak at 2021. Mike Tyson was out of his peak at 28. Mike Tyson has been out of his peak for 30 years. When you think of it, it's crazy. And I'm not fooled by these little 4-second clips that are sped up. I want to see, give me 30 seconds.
Oladipo talked about the broader impact of such high-profile fights, saying that they generate significant economic activity within the boxing industry and beyond. Despite his personal reservations about the quality and sincerity of the fight, he recognizes the financial benefits it brings to a wide range of professionals involved in the event, from the fighters to the crew.
And then I can make my mind up. I'm not sure, you know, these little 4-second hitting the pads thing. He did that for us against Roy Jones Jr. And then that fight kind of obviously didn't deliver. I thought Roy was holding back in that fight, actually. So look, I don't like it, but everyone's making money. Katie's making money, Amanda's making money, Jake's obviously making money, MVP Promotions are making money. And what someone did tell me the other day, and it's true, people make money, cameramen make money, sound guys make money, so everyone eats. The whole industry eats, doesn't it? You make money, presenters make money, so it's work for everyone. And because of that, I don't want to shit on it too much.
Eddie Hearn, one of the most famous boxing promoters, shared his mixed feelings about the upcoming fight involving one of his childhood heroes, Mike Tyson. While recognizing the fight's potential as a major entertainment event, Hearn, a staunch boxing enthusiast, expressed a sense of melancholy over seeing Tyson, whom he idolized, participate in such a spectacle at this stage of his life. Eddie said, "I'm a hardcore boxing fan. He's one of my heroes. I find it very sad, but it's a big event. I understand people are going to watch it, and it's entertainment, I guess. But for someone that idolized the guy growing up, yeah, not the best day." Regarding this fight, there is this internal conflict many traditional boxing fans feel, a blend of nostalgia for the sport's past icons and resignation to the evolving nature of boxing as entertainment that draws massive viewership, even if it sometimes strays from the sport's purest roots. Teddy Atlas shared his perspective on whether Mike Tyson needs to return to the ring, emphasizing that it's a personal decision for Tyson based on his own life's needs and desires. Acknowledging Acknowledging Tyson's storied past and significant achievements, Atlas pointed out Tyson's record as the youngest heavyweight champion and his resilience in overcoming various challenges throughout his life.
That's not for me to answer. Does it need to happen? That's for Mike. Well, what does he need in his life? You know, he's accomplished so much. He's been a great heavyweight champ, youngest heavyweight champ in the world. That ain't disappearing. That ain't disappearing. You know, he's done all that. He's come back from difficult times. He's come back, which I'm glad any human being that can go overcome something, I'm happy.
Teddy Atlas continued his reflections on Mike Tyson's decision to return to the ring, emphasizing the personal nature of such decisions. Atlas emphasized that only Tyson can truly understand his motivations for returning to boxing at the age of 58. He pointed out that external opinions about what Tyson needs are irrelevant, as the decision should be driven by Tyson's own understanding of his motivations and desires. He said, "You can't judge somebody for them. They have to know what it is. You can't say, 'Oh, I don't think he needs that.' They have to know inside why he's doing it. What is obviously incentivizing him? What is pushing him? What is beckoning him to come back at 58? Atlas discussed the dynamics of Tyson facing a much younger opponent, Jake Paul, who is still relatively new to the sport of boxing. While acknowledging Paul's efforts and respect for boxing, Atlas noted that Paul's experience and skill level do not compare to what Tyson achieved at his peak. This mismatch, in terms of experience and skill, presents an interesting aspect of the fight.
58 years old to come back and fight a young guy. But a young guy who, of course, is still not a quality near what he was. You know, a young guy who's still an amateur. A pro, don't get me wrong, I'm taking nothing away from Jake Paul. He respects the sport. He went out there, he worked hard to become a boxer, and he's still a work in progress. And I respect that he's respected the sport, that he's done that. And he deserves all credit for that. But obviously, when you compare him to what Tyson was, I mean, I think it's fair to say an amateur in that way.
Atlas then went hoping that whatever decisions are made regarding the fight, they are made for the right reasons, reflecting the best interests of all involved, especially Tyson. He reiterated the importance of ensuring that Tyson's return is not just for spectacle, but aligns with his well-being and true intentions, highlighting the need for careful consideration in such decisions. He expressed, "You know, even though he's a pro and he's fighting pros, he's obviously a guy who is still learning his trade against a guy who's 58, who mastered his trade. I just hope that whatever the decision is, it's the right decision for the right reason." Oscar De La Hoya offered his perspective on Jake Paul's aspirations in boxing, emphasizing the need for seriousness if Paul truly aims to achieve championship status. De La Hoya challenges Jake Paul to align his actions with his stated ambitions in boxing, critiquing the approach of treating the sport like a popularity contest. He acknowledges Paul's potential but emphasizes the need for seriousness and strategic fight choices that truly advance his career toward a legitimate title shot. Oscar said, "I feel, Jake Paul, you say you want to be a world champion. You say you want to take this sport serious? Then take it serious. What is this? This is not a popularity contest. I'm actually praising Jake Paul here to take this serious because I really truly feel if he fights the right fights and takes the right path to that world title, he can actually get there." He expresses uncertainty about Paul's ability to actually win a world title, noting that it ultimately depends on Paul's efforts and decisions. He specifically points out that fighting an aging legend like Mike Tyson won't effectively propel Paul towards legitimate boxing credibility or closer to a championship. Oscar continued, "I'm not sure because it's up to him if he can win it, but he can get there, but he's not going to get there through Mike Tyson." De La Hoya acknowledges the fight will likely be financially successful worldwide and recognizes Jake Paul's declared seriousness about boxing. However, he points out the nuanced dangers for Tyson given his age, despite Tyson's proven resilience and experience in the ring against formidable opponents in the past.
We have to keep it into perspective here. This is entertainment, I guess. This is a fight that is going to do great business all over the world. More power to them, but last time I heard, Jake Paul was very serious about this sport. All I'm saying is, yeah, make your money, but also take this sport serious. It's going to be dangerous for Tyson. It will not be dangerous for Tyson because, I mean, Tyson's been up in the ring with, you know, monsters. He has a chin. he can. I'm sure he can go 6 rounds, 7 rounds, 8 rounds.
Here, De La Hoya expresses his deeper concerns about the impact of the fight on Tyson's legacy, particularly if he were to lose to a much younger and less experienced opponent like Paul. He reflects on the broader implications for boxing, pondering whether the spectacle might be good or bad for the sport, recognizing that while it will draw significant attention, it might also be seen as a low point for a legendary figure like Tyson. De La Hoya's personal connection to Tyson as a fan adds an emotional layer to his commentary, underscoring his hopes for Tyson's safety.
I'm just concerned about, Tyson's legacy. That's it.
Yeah, if Jake catches him or something, he is 57.
You just don't know. I've never seen a 57-year-old fighter up in the ring, against a strong guy, a strong bull like Jake Paul. So it's,
is that good or bad for boxing if Jake finds a way to knock him out, get along, beat him?
I think it'll be. I think it'll be sad for Tyson. I'm not sure how or which way it affects boxing, because I think a lot of eyeballs are going to be watching, and it's like they say, right? I mean, hey, it's like good media or bad media, it's still media, right? Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, I just feel that. I mean, I grew up with Tyson, so it's to me, it's like, man, hopefully.
After his fight with Paul, when reporters from Riyadh Season caught up with Mike Tyson on the red carpet, he was elusive about his tactics, telling them, "You're going to have to wait and see. You don't have long to wait." Tyson's cryptic response came just as anticipation was building following Paul's closely contested win against BKFC fighter Mike Perry last month. Tyson hinted that the upcoming fight would be a reality check for Jake Paul, noting ominously that time is running out. Adding to the build-up, Tyson shared a video on X where he appeared intensely watching Paul's fight. Although he didn't speak in the video, its viral spread was swift, and he emphasized the countdown to their fight with a detailed post. Countdown begins. 118 days, 16 weeks and 6 days, 17 weekends, 2,932 hours, 169,920 minutes, 195,200 seconds. Clock starts now. This post underscored his focused preparation for the bout. At a recent press conference, when questioned about the concerns regarding the significant age difference between him and Jake Paul, Mike Tyson responded with his characteristic directness. He challenged the premise of the question by pointing to the enthusiastic crowd, questioning the validity of any criticism about the age gap. Tyson confidently stated, "I don't see too many people critical about it. Look at this crowd. Tell me who has been critical, name somebody. Picture me losing to Jake Paul, I don't see it." Further addressing concerns, particularly comments from Deontay Wilder, who expressed worry over the potential risks of the fight, Tyson dismissed the comparisons between them in an interview with Esquire. He asserted his unique standing and resilience and said, "He's not who I am. Then let Mike get hurt. You don't have to worry about paying my bills. Everyone says this makes no sense, but he's how old? He's not who I am. He can't go to Mongolia and have somebody know who he is." Now the hype and drama are all built up around the fight. The fans couldn't wait to get this done. Do you think that Mike Tyson should land in the ring against a YouTuber turned fighter at this age, risking his legacy and health? Do share your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you can get the coming updates too.